and welcome to Against the Fence. In this video, we're going to be talking about our favorite fighters to come out of the Dana White Contender Series. Now, all three of us are going to be listing our top three. And then after that, we're going to be talking about which fighter we think has the best chance of becoming champion.
When we talked about this earlier in the week, we said that we were excited to sort of, we thought we would struggle with it.
Yeah.
But did you realize how extensive the list for Dana White Contender Series contenders actually is?
Yeah,
It's long.
A big list.
It was crazy
Yeah.
because, I mean, we decided we'll stick to three. We'll
This is
only name
before looking at the whole list. Because,
It got hard, didn't it?
like, you think there's a lot, but then when you have actually jot them all down and find out, because obviously there was one in Brazil and things like that.
Yeah.
And then when you get the whole list, I was like, I'm going to struggle with three.
I want 10.
Yeah. 100%. I mean,
So now I feel really bad doing just three.
yeah. But we did it for you guys. We've got our three selected from, and just reasons why. We you know, notably, just, you know, we like them for, and it's all our own opinions, really, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
it's all about fan
It's all about fan opinions. And
100%.
obviously, it's our own opinion. We could have the same fighter, but we could have a different opinion to it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so for you guys, drop down in the chats what your opinions are as well. We'd love to read them. We'd love to see what they are. And of course, like to bring it to the forefront as well. Because it is a place to be if you're a fan of the UFC. And like I said, it's an opinion-based channel.
Yeah. Play along with us. All right, let's have a look
All
then
right.
at, because we've got a nice little list.
We do. And that's a strong list. Let's have a quick scroll of that. So season 1, season 3 there. Look, some notable names.
Okay, so here's the list. As you can see on your left-hand side there, we've got a few notable names, of course. We've got the likes of
Strong
Sean
names.
O'Malley,
Macy
Jeff
Barber.
Neal.
I had
Yeah,
no
Macy
idea she was in.
Barber.
I was gonna say
Alex Perez there.
Yeah, Alex Perez. Matt Vravola, who's been
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
channel.
shout out to Matt
Yes,
Favola.
big shout out to Matt.
Julian Piver, Ryan Spann.
Oh,
It's crazy.
it's
the
hard.
names.
It's hard to
The
find
names
just
that we're pulling
three.
out, Adrian Yanez, shout out to you. We've had you on the channel as well.
Yeah, Azamat
Crazy.
Mazurkanov as well.
Yeah, Armin Petrosian,
Jolton Almeida,
Jack Della Maddalena, William Knight, who's a
Phil
stud.
Hawes.
Rafael.
This
Alves.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Chidi Injigawani.
Yeah,
Wow.
solid one as well. Like, there's so many names.
there's
so many.
You know, as you're playing along with this, feel free to jot yours down and
Yeah.
let us know in the comments section below.
Got so many names in here. Jacob, what were your sort of top 3 when it came to picking up here? Who did you recognize the most coming out of the Contender Series? Who did you like the most?
Who do I like
What's
the
your
most?
thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, in no particular order, of course. Well, I've
Yeah.
gone for Talia Santos, I've gone for Adrian Yanez, and I've also gone for Andre Muniz as well, for various different reasons. What have you gone for, Ash?
Again, in no particular order, I've gone for Marina Rodriguez, Adrian Yanez, and Andre Munoz.
Oh, well, blow, got two. Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting you to pick Muniz, to be honest.
My list was it was like a list of like 7 to 8.
Yeah, I
It was
mean,
hard,
I
but
was tempted to
Just
put...
in my opinion.
I was tempted to put Chidi and Jaquani in
Yeah.
mine. I do really like him. He's very explosive. He's been on a roll at the moment in the UFC. I think he's had like, what, 4 knockouts?
Yes, in a row, yeah.
knockouts. He
Crazy.
looks impressive, and like I'm excited to see him every single time. But
Yeah.
the reason why I've gone for Andre Muniz instead is 1, because he's ranked, 2, because he's got the grappling in this
Yes.
division, which, you know, there's not a lot of pure grapplers in the middleweight division, and that's why I'm kind of excited to see more from him.
Yes, 100%. And
Yeah,
I bet
look-
you're surprised that I didn't go for Alex Perez.
I thought he was going for Perez.
No, I was going to go for Alex Perez, but I just think the path to victory to the title now is going to be a lot harder. He was so
Person
close
from
to
the
being in,
Contender Series.
and I swapped him out for Munoz.
But he's further up than Munoz.
He is indeed, yeah. I do get that, but like you said, I think in the middleweight division, I was looking at divisions, and I don't see that many pure grapplers as talented as Munoz.
Okay, all right.
And obviously, we all saw what Pantoja did to Perez.
Oh,
and
I
it
know.
kind of opened my eyes a little bit
Yeah.
of how strong that actual division is.
Yeah. Well, let me get on to some
So,
of my
what have you
3.
got?
Yeah. I mean, so when you talk about explosive power, I was thinking about Sadiq Youssef. And now I didn't bring him into it, but I was thinking closely about putting him in because he's got power. He's got a great tight guard. And I like how he sort of comes into the octagon when he conducts his fights and everything. But in terms of who I did go with in the end, it was Sean O'Malley, Marina Rodriguez, and Jamal Hill.
Oh,
Oh,
I
okay.
did.
Yeah.
I literally said before we did this that before you got back, I said
Yeah.
you're going to have Sean O'Malley and Jamai Hill in your top 3. I wish I jotted it down because I said that to Jordan before.
Well, look, here we go. Why would I not, right? These guys have star quality, star capabilities. These are
Yes.
probably one of the most famous people to come out of the Dana White Contender Series. And rightfully so. They're sort of on the edge of glory in the next couple of bouts they got coming up. But yeah, no, I was quite excited. But I was really impressed about the women who've come out of Dana White Contender
Yes.
Series. You mentioned Talia Santos. I wanted to go for her
Yeah.
too. I just didn't have enough space. But her, Marina Rodriguez,
Yes.
and Mackenzie Dern.
Scott's been
Also, I
on.
think Mackenzie Dern was also.
No, Macy
she wasn't.
Barber, I think you're on about.
Macy Barber, yeah, that's it, yeah. But honestly, I've been really impressed with the girls that come out of Dana White Contender Series. They do impressive things.
Yeah, I had to put Talia Santos in mine purely because, and if you've watched the ones to watch video, you may have known that, and may have seen that I did put her in my ones to watch at the start of the year, purely because I knew she'd have an entertaining fight with Valentina Shevchenko.
And look, arguably,
She's got the
if
skill
not won
set.
it.
And look, yeah, exactly. And I wasn't expecting her to get so close.
Yeah.
Look,
She gave
it
her
could be a
one for
rematch
money.
there.
Like, had her in dangerous situations that we've never seen Shevchenko in.
I know.
So
Yeah, this is
yeah,
true.
it's
That was exciting. But I mean, I wouldn't. I would say Shevchenko had won the fight. I mean, in my opinion, it went the way it should have gone. But it was the biggest competition she's had come out of that division, and we all know how many levels above this division Santos is.
She's probably
No, sorry, Shevchenko is.
Yeah, but she's probably been the closest person out of the Contender Series to win a title.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So far.
So far,
So you know,
far.
but whether or not who's going to be
the next
who's going to be a
champion.
champion out of the Contender Series.
I mean, I'd be quite interested to talk about other notable mentions within this sort of list. So I mentioned, of course, Sadiq Youssef. I thought he was quite good, but why didn't you guys go for anything like Macy Barber? Why did you not pick up Jeff Neal, for example, who's done some impressive things as well?
Yeah, he has.
And-
Yeah,
He's
for
up
me,
there.
I've seen enough of Jeff Neal. He's not. I mean, he's had an exciting win
Yeah.
against Vicente Luque last time out, which is great, and props to him. I'm a big fan of Wonderboy Thompson. He obviously beat Wonderboy Thompson.
Yep.
No, sorry, Wonderboy
Wonderboy, yeah.
Thompson beat Jeff Neal.
Yeah.
And yeah, he doesn't really excite me as much. I don't know.
He never excited me
He's
either.
not as
but
much.
He's undeniable.
Flair to his game.
Oh, yeah,
He's not as well-rounded as possible. Okay, yeah, no, all right, you could say, but you've put Andre Muniz in. But I don't know. For me, I think, like I said, Muniz is a different problem for the middleweight division, and that's why
that we've not had in a while.
We've not
because
seen, exactly.
because like everyone sort of like compares Adesanya to Silva, and a lot of and I don't think that Adesanya's had that sort of wrestling test. I know he's fought the likes of obviously Whitaker to try to take him down,
Yeah.
and obviously Vittori to try to take him down.
Yeah.
But
Done well, though.
I just mean like pure grapplers. Like
Yeah.
they're more wrestlers than grapplers, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
And I think that Izzy's takedown defense is actually improved a lot.
Yes.
And it's
has
like
to.
the same with Silva. There wasn't a lot of grappling. You look, what did Chael Sonnen do to him?
I know.
And like the grappling.
Yeah, I mean, Chael is no obviously Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu
Yeah, I know, yeah.
masterclass.
Yeah.
But for me, though, Andre Muniz, I think he needs to develop better takedowns. He needs to develop his wrestling a bit better throughout the next few years, or pretty much now. I mean, especially with that close fight against Uriah Hall. If you're going to split decision with Uriah Hall, who's kind of on his way out, or was on his way out, he's obviously retired now, then it's kind of a bit like, you need to be getting those takedowns, and you need to be, pressuring him and try and get off the submission attempts against someone like that. Because if you can't against someone like Uriah Hall, you're going to struggle against the elite strikers in the middleweight division.
Yeah.
So,
This is true.
I think there's time there. I think there's definitely time there.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping we see that more in his next fight.
100%.
Yeah.
Really, really want to swap.
What you do?
Really want to put Alex Perez in my top 3.
What's your name? Sai?
No, I'm struggling now. I'm struggling to leave him out.
Well, yeah.
Probably should have done top 5.
Struggling.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I
Looking at
can't
this.
change now, can I?
Thiago Moises, you guys in.
Can I change?
No.
No, it's in your top 3 now. I mean, the next question that comes up is going to be who do we think is going to be champion? But I think before we do touch on that as well, against the fighters that we have selected, because we do think they've done well.
Yes.
That's why we selected them,
Yeah.
and we do think they're going to continue to do well as
Yes.
well. So who do you reckon? I guess what do you reckon the next biggest challenge in the
Yes.
journey ahead of them they have to overcome in order to sort of get to gold if they were going to get, or if we're going to get close.
I'm sure me and Jordan will probably agree, because we've both got Ojo Munoz, as Jordan just touched on a little bit a second ago, is someone that's got a decent takedown defense and decent striking. Someone like Jack Hermansson stands out just a little bit. There's not too far in the rankings for him just yet.
Yeah.
And someone with Jack Hermansson, obviously, he's got good striking. He's got good takedown defense himself. So someone like that stands out a little bit, and he's not too far from him in the rankings. Obviously, Munoz being 10.
Yeah.
I think Jack's around 5 or 6. But him or someone like Derek Brunson as well. Again,
With a wrestling aspect.
wrestler himself.
what's
He's
gonna
got
be.
power in
That'll
his
be a real
hands.
good test.
So these are the tests that he's going to have on his way to the belt, obviously. But
Yeah.
again, he's got the time to evolve, and I think he can overcome these obstacles.
Yeah. For me, like for Adrian Yanez, sorry, I think he's got a lot of tests in that bantamweight division.
Yes.
Because it's a shark tank, you know?
Yeah,
For me, he needs to be tested against wrestlers. We've not really seen that yet. His greatest test at the moment was against Davey Grant.
Yeah.
He's obviously a gritty fighter. He's kind of good in all areas as Davey Grant.
Never ceases to
Went the
surprise me,
distance
David.
for him.
That's what I mean.
But yeah, other than that, you're looking at the wrestlers at the top, which is okay. There's a lot.
There's a few. You got Umar.
Yeah, you got Umar,
Ricky Simone.
Yes, Frankie Edgar in the mix.
Yeah.
You know, I think if
Dishvili.
yes,
Oh,
Morales, that's
wow.
later on, of
Yeah,
course.
I know, yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he's able to deal with them, because Adrian Yanez's style is predominantly boxing. You know, he lights people up on the feet. He's just impressive to watch.
But sometimes he nullifies people's wrestling because of how good his boxing is.
Yeah, he's just a pressure.
He doesn't
fighter.
give
He's
them
got-
time to set anything up. Like, He
Yeah.
doesn't give them time to set the takedowns up.
Yeah.
Excellent head movement as well
Yeah.
to go with it. Like, and part of it, I'm not going to be too biased, because yes, we've had him on the channel, of course, and we've spoken to him. But even before that point, I was saying to these guys, I said, look, we need to get Adrian Yanez on the channel.
Yeah.
And because I could see him on the way up, and
Yeah.
just how he was just putting people away in
Yeah.
impressive fashion.
Impressive's a word, bro, for
Yeah,
sure.
so let's give
Yeah.
us
I mean,
one of yours.
I mean, I'm looking at Sean O'Malley, right? I mean, I think one of the biggest challenges he's got coming up is the one that's right in front of him. He's got Pitian to get through, which is absolutely wild how he's got this fight.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, he lost to Marlon Vera.
Yeah.
Now Marlon Vera's been doing well.
Yes.
He's been putting people. He's been doing the right
Way
fights.
former champions.
Yeah, and just been impressing people in his performance each fight after each fight.
Yeah.
And Sean O'Malley, he had to fight with Chris Montinho since then as well, but also he's now gone straight to the top. He's got a chance to completely leapfrog Marlon Vera, and he must be pissed.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I mean, you beat Peter Yan, you've got to be.
You're there.
You're there. You're fighting for the belt now.
Yeah.
And if you're the UFC, you're probably going to make that fight happen anyways, because Sean O'Malley is a big
He's their
star.
star.
Yeah.
You put him in there, title fight, it's just even bigger. Why not?
Yeah.
At the same time, for Marlon Vera, you could easily do a rematch between the two.
Yeah, it's true.
I think it would be a good shot. It'd be a good opportunity for Sean O'Malley to get that win back.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I can't see it unless obviously Sean O'Malley wins the belt.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a star to come out of the Contender Series.
If it does go well for someone like Sean O'Malley and he does beat Pitian and he does go for the belt, to be undisputed, he has to have that fight back with Marlon Vera. And if Marlon Vera continues to rise, I mean, again, there's so many variables in the story for it to become a reality. But that's a great story.
Yeah.
That would be a great story for Marlon Vera to continue on his trajectory and just meet him finally at the top. And yeah, Sean O'Malley took a shortcut there, but we get to finally see if he wins in that bout, X amount of times out of 10.
Yeah,
And
true.
that's how it gets done.
I'll tell you a little bit about one of my next ones is Marina Rodriguez.
I had her too.
And I'll tell you what, I'm going to say the challenges. I think the only challenge that I know she's fighting Lemos next, isn't she?
Yeah.
I think if she gets past Lemos, then the title shot's there. Even though it technically it could have been beforehand, before they even made the Rose versus Carla Esparza fight.
Yeah.
But then they made that fight. But yeah, the leaps and bounds that she's made, beating Mackenzie Dern again. Look where Mackenzie Dern's in the division.
Yeah.
Yan Jinan, look where she is
Yeah.
in the division.
Yeah.
Again, the win streak that she's on. I think if she gets past Lemos, then she's there for the belt.
Yeah,
See,
but then at the same time, I think that she's yet to be tested with against any of the OGs of the division.
Yes,
yeah,
that's true.
We were yet to see that. And to be honest, going back to the champion predictions at the start of the year, we all put
we
Marina
did.
Rodriguez to be
Yes,
strawweight
we did.
champion,
Like,
but she's
that was
been done
before they
over.
made the fight.
I know
Yeah.
she's been done over by the
Mugged
UFC, in
off.
my opinion.
Yeah.
She should have got the shot, but she didn't.
She didn't.
Why
she's fighting Amanda Lemos? I don't understand that one. What
No.
else happening next?
No, and I think I had her beating Rose potentially. I
Yes,
think
that's
she-
what I mean.
she was
That's
a perfect
potentially
star
why I picked her to be champ by the end of the year, because I thought they were going to surely do Rose versus Marina Rodriguez, and that's why I had her in for champ by the end of the year. But
But look, here's my, because I also went with
Yes.
Marina Rodriguez, and my main opinion on her biggest obstacles, I guess, she's going to be encountering. I think she's done it already. I think that fight against Mackenzie Dern was one of her toughest challenges yet, and I think the fight that came after that, it wasn't. It was a bit downhill. Yeah, Yan Jinan, when she had
yeah,
it
it
was
was
close.
It was a
Close
close fight
fight.
though. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, because she had a tough first round.
Yeah, that's true. Yan Jinan did sort of bring something else.
that's
I
what
think
I
that was one of the
mean.
best I saw Yan Jinan fight,
Yeah.
actually. However, when I saw the matchup, I thought, okay, I think she's fought harder before. This fight should be easy. And I was surprised about how much Yan Jinan had brought
Yeah,
it.
she surprised me how good she was in that fight
Yeah.
as well, because I thought it's going to be a stand-up matchup, and I thought Rodriguez would take
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
Yan mixed in the wrestling.
I guess I was trying to put in Marina Rodriguez, but now when you come to mention it, like when you look at her performances, she's been ticking the boxes, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
she has been.
She's taken out the grapplers, Amanda Rivas,
Yes.
Mackenzie Dern. She's been
100%.
taking out the strikers, Yan Jinan, who's
Spot on,
in,
one of
in
our
the
points.
division as well, and fell short against a wrestler in Carla Esparza, of course. But look,
Yes,
there's
that was-
room there
Run
to
it back.
potentially get that fight back.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
shout.
absolutely should run that back, I think. And then I guess if we're talking about what we'd like to see next from at least one of our fighters, I guess in their trajectory and their rise, I think for someone like Mackenzie Dern, I would like to see her amass a 5-fight win streak and be challenged. She'd be undenied about a title shot then if she gets this one done against Amanda Lemos. So yeah, I like her to sort of get that 5-fight win streak and then
Rodriguez,
match up with it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you want to see next from her?
To be honest, he's got the most important fight coming up against
Yeah.
Lemos, and then after that, he's got to be the title. If she can't be mugged off again, surely.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
obviously
She'll be undenied at that point.
you've got Carla Esparza against Weili Zhang. So yeah, she's there. If she beats Lemos, she's fighting for the belt.
Yeah, I think she's got to do it in impressive fashion. But personally, I think it's a tough fight for her.
Oh, yeah,
I think
100%,
the power
yes.
of Lemos is going to be difficult. I'm not sure if she wins.
Here's a question: what's a better fight? Rodriguez, Weili Zhang, Rodriguez, Carla Esparza.
Weili Zhang versus Rodriguez.
Rodriguez,
It's better for Rodriguez.
Oh,
think
not
it's just
better for
gonna be-
Rodriguez. No.
No, I think it's more.
But
better
look,
fight.
I think
Right.
they're both tough for Rodriguez, but as a fight fan, I'd rather see Zhang versus
Me too.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, more shit flying for the air.
Yes, that's 100% in
Yeah.
mate, yeah.
So, guys, who do we think is going to be
we say
the
one at a time?
next Dana White Contender Series champion? How do you want to do it? Yeah, we can have
First
this.
champion. The first.
The first. Sorry, not the
champion
next.
to ever
Right.
come out of the Dana White Contender Series.
Yes.
Who's it most likely going to be?
All right, go on, John. Who do you think?
Yeah, you should start.
Personally, well, I was going to say no one, to be honest.
You don't think that ever is going to be a Dana White Contender Series
Not
champion?
ever, but just not at the moment.
Knowing that we've mentioned,
No.
knowing that we've seen on the
Are
list.
you sticking with no? No, when you just got top
I was
three
going
and
to.
no.
I was going to.
Oh, okay.
But I think I'm going to go for Talia Santos. And it's purely because Shevchenko, she's getting on a little bit now. You know? Is she going to be chasing a third fight with Amanda Nunes?
Yes.
It's just whether or not there is going to be a rematch and whether or not she's going to beat her second time round. I think Shevchenko is going to make it more difficult for her. But if I was going to say what most likely, it's probably going to be Talia Santos. Anyone else in this? I don't think there is.
I think skill set wise, and Talia Santos has probably impressed me a lot as well. Coming out of the Dana White Contender Series, she really has. But she's got the toughest competition at the top of her division.
Yes.
Yep.
You think she's going to do that fight again and get it done?
I think she's most likely.
Or
She's most
Shevchenko?
likely.
You think
Out of the
Shevchenko
three
will
that I've
vacate,
got, out of the three
and
that
that's her
I've got,
shot?
Yeah.
It's going to be a case of
I
Shevchenko.
need to see more of Adrian Yanez.
Right.
You can't really make that decision yet.
Yeah, it's true.
And I need to see more on Andre Muniz. And I can't make that decision yet.
Yeah.
And I don't, at
Just
the
to
moment, as
clarify.
it comes, I don't see any of those being a champion.
Just to clarify, you think Santos is going to
Most likely.
it's most likely to beat Shevchenko.
Because out of the people on the list, I'm saying no one.
Are you saying that Shevchenko will vacate and her opportunity is more likely to
could
vacate?
be.
Potentially.
But, yeah.
It could be one.
Okay.
It could be why.
It could be an option.
But yeah, my most confident pick to be champion out of the Dana White Contender Series is going to be Marina Rodriguez. I see her getting it done against Lemos.
Right.
And then fighting for the belt either against, obviously, Zhang or Carla. And again, I'm not saying it's an easy run to the belt because beating Carla or even beating Zhang is going to be tough for her.
Yeah, I don't think she'll be.
Yeah, I just think she's going to get it done.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be the first Dana White Contender Series champion. Marina Rodriguez.
There it is. It's been said loud and clear. And I would agree with you, to be honest with you, Ash.
Oh.
I would agree with you.
Okay.
And the reason being as well, because I look at the other fighters in the other divisions, I wanted to say Jamal Hill so
Yes.
bad. I wanted to say Sean O'Malley so bad.
Yeah.
Because they are close. They're on the edge of. And they're probably... Jamal Hill hasn't got another fight
100%,
yet.
yeah. I just think everyone else's path to the belt
It's just...
is so much
it's
harder.
So hard.
Like you
It's
have
so hard.
any bantamweight in there.
Yeah.
They've got to get past obviously like you mentioned Sean O'Malley's got to get past Peter Yan first.
Yeah.
Then
That's not easy.
Who knows? You might have to get
got
through
Aljo
Aljo,
as
might
well.
have TJ Dillashaw.
He's
Again,
wild.
If you're I know I've picked Yanez, but that's just purely he's a star out of the Dana White Contenders. I like him for it. But again, his path to the title is going to be tough.
Yeah.
And obviously.
And Jamal Hill, for example, he's
Yes.
got the top three. He's number 6 in the division at the moment.
Yes.
I think his next fight should absolutely be one of the top 3. Why?
And Clyde's
Because
a
you can
tough
see
one.
someone like
He's coming off a loss.
Jamal Hill.
Yeah,
No, he's not.
he's coming off a loss.
He's on a win streak at the moment.
No, Jamal Hill beat Santos, didn't he?
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so he's winning easily. He's on a streak, but he only lost to Paul Craig a while back.
Yes.
But here's the idea, though, right? He's going to come in and he's got, I think, the top 3. He's got a name for it. He's got a following. He's got a fan base. People love this guy.
Caliber. I don't think he's
Here's
championship caliber.
the thing. The top 3, you got wrestlers in there, and that's what's going to be a trouble for him. You got Jan Blachowicz, which is going to be difficult for him. You got
of course. There's killers are in and around him.
And
It's just-
Kalaev,
Right.
to name one.
Yeah, exactly right. But here's the thing, and it was something I mentioned as well, was just the idea that stylistically, what I really love to see is a fight between him and Yuri. I mean, I would love him to like skip the middle ground, but him stylistically, him and Yuri would be a great fight. I think.
So yeah.
But to get there, he's got Mordor to cross.
Yeah, but you've gone for Rodriguez as well.
Yeah, so that's why I had to go with Rodriguez, because as fun as the other fights are in the other divisions and as close as these guys are, I think the competition at the very top of the food
Here's
chain
the
is
reason
easier with
why I don't
with
think
women's
Marina
strawweight.
Rodriguez it will be Marina. I think Weili Zhang's too good. She obviously her striking is I think better than Marina's. Right? I think she's got more power than Marina.
I'd say think
Not
about
only
Shevchenko.
not only that, Marina Rodriguez. Sorry, not Marina. Weili Zhang is also developing her overall skill set as a mixed martial artist.
Yeah.
And I think she's able to incorporate a lot of wrestling into her game now, and I think she's gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah,
It's true.
She
I
is,
agree.
she
I
is.
agree. But just stylistically, I think, as I mentioned to you before we did this, the first matchup between Zhang and Juan and Jacek, right? The reason I'm using that comparison is because I think in comparison, Juan and Jacek is similar to Rodriguez. Okay.
Right.
And I think that Rodriguez is improving her game to be strike
I can
for
see the
strike
similarities. Yeah.
than JJ.
The thing is, JJ's more output though. She
Yeah.
had more output than Marina.
It's true,
Marina's
it's true.
a
I
little
just
bit
think her strike is more crisper
calm
than
and- I get that.
crisper than
Yeah.
JJ. Yeah, 100% JJ will throw a lot more, but I just think her crispness and speed.
Yeah, she's quite.
Like,
Yeah.
sorry, when I say speed, I mean footwork. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but she's got long limbs, and the way that she throws her hands, it makes
But
her look like
again,
they're
she's
fast.
got to get
It
past
really
Lemos
does.
first, and then obviously either fight Carla or Zhang. But then Zhang has got to get past Carla first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I know that's.
that's true. And
I do think Zhang's
Rodriguez
gonna
is
get
fighting
past
Amanda
her as
Lemos in November.
Yeah,
later
she loses
year.
this, we're deleting this video.
Yeah, yeah. No one would ever see this.
HR, get rid of it.
And then Santos wins and
yeah.
I mean,
Santos wins, we still delete
honestly.
it. We still delete it.
Yeah. Do you want to be like, what happened to my videos? I don't know.
what happened to my big
Oh,
bro?
crap.
No, but yeah, here's the thing. I think it's just almost ludicrous to put someone up against, or to give someone hope against someone like Shevchenko. She is miles above the competition. I know Talia Santos is the best
So
one.
I don't know. Judging from that last fight, I wouldn't say miles.
Yeah, it's true.
I-
She's not miles ahead.
Like I said
but-
earlier, I think
Still above.
Shevchenko will level up because of the last performance.
Yeah.
That's what she's like.
Yeah.
So I'd expect her to obviously get the win decisively this time around, but I wouldn't say it's miles off.
Who? Just quickly before we wrap it up, do you have any other names that you did have on your list that didn't make it? Obviously, I mentioned one which I really did want to put Alex Perez in there.
Yeah, I did.
He was literally on my list until the last second.
I like Jack Della Maddalena.
Yes,
however, I've not seen him enough to actually put him on my list.
Billy Q, I did like him.
Billy Q.
He's not done amazing things, but I just like the guy.
Yeah.
I really like the guy.
Dustin Jacoby's looked pretty good.
Yes,
I must
Dustin
admit.
Jacoby, yes.
He's pretty crisp. Johanderson Brito, who TKO'd Andre Fili.
Andre Fili,
Oh.
yeah. He's got a fight
explosive.
again as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember who he's fighting, but he's got another fight booked. That Carlio Borelio who's doing quite well in the middleweight division.
Phil Hawes.
Phil Hawes as
Phil
well,
Hawes on there too. Yeah. He's got some power in his hands. And
obviously, we've got Jolton Almeida
Yeah.
as well. Heavyweight.
Literally
he was on my list,
quite
but again, I've not seen too much of him, but he
What
does have
episode was
a
that?
great skill set. Jolton Almeida.
episode was that episode
3,
season
Yeah,
5.
But
Yeah.
I've not seen enough of him, but he does look like a bit of a killer,
Yeah.
grappling wise and striking wise.
Man, yeah. Azamat Mazurkanov. Yeah.
Oh, I tell you who was going to be on my list because obviously this discussion was we discussed this for a while before we put it, but Jimmy Crute would have been potentially one. I tell you, potentially one to be champion, but obviously he hit a bit of a rut, so that's why
he was on a good run. Wasn't
Yeah.
He was on a good run and he was so talented. I'm not saying he's not talented.
I don't
but
know.
Especially
He's
if
all
beat
hands. He's all
Anthony
hands.
Smith.
Yeah,
He used to beat
that's what
Anthony
I
Smith.
mean.
We'd been off to
Oh.
the races.
Yeah, if he had done. But he's all hands mainly. And especially what Anthony Smith done to his leg, shut it down entirely.
Yeah.
He's not been the same man since. Jamal Hill's just so close, but yet so far because the competition ahead of him. Although his next fight should absolutely be in the top 3. I'm telling you now. He's got the star power. You know, he's the next one with the star power.
I don't
But
think
again, listen,
He's only
we
ranked
could
6th.
be here all day,
Oh, yeah.
all tomorrow debating about this because this is what we love to do, and obviously the amount of conversations we have, we can still go on and on and on.
Yeah.
Because that's what I mean, and you can see we're debating each other's opinions. We're not disagreeing; they're opinions. So,
Exactly.
and that's what you can see what we're going back and forth on. Again, someone disagrees with it, but gives their opinion of why they disagree with it. But things like that.
Except for me, I really disagree with everything Jordan says.
No, you can't. There's no wrong opinion. There's no wrong opinion. Come on.
It is wrong. It's wrong. Santos beating Shevchenko, that's wrong. I'm sorry. I mean,
Who did you go for?
yeah, to be fair. I mean, but I think
This is what I mean. This is what I'm saying. Every other
he
person
probably
has
said
a
the
hard
smartest
division.
thing on the show tonight. He probably said the smartest thing on the show tonight when he said that I don't think anyone would.
Yeah.
He said the smartest thing
Yeah.
because it's not. He's a big one.
It's not.
We're talking about the best
no
of-
one. Like the only. I'm not saying it's the easiest path, but Marina Rodriguez is near enough there. If you know what I
Yeah.
mean. But I know she's got to get past Lemos first, and then I know she's got to get past Zhang or Carla.
Oh, it's all fun.
But out of the top 3, I've got, like I said, I've got Yanez in there and Munoz. Again, they've got a longer path and a harder path, in my opinion, to the belt.
All right, so that's that. That's our video. That concludes everything. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. This was the Dana White's Contender Series best of top 3 and a potential champion in the end.
Yes.
So what you need to do now is hit that like button down below.
Yes.
Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And also drop a comment. Let us know. Let us know
Yes.
your thoughts. Let us know your 3 favorite fighters.
Again, if you can only
to come
do
out of the
3,
Contender
because
Series.
again, like we said several times,
It's
it's
hard.
hard to do a 3.
If we've missed anyone obvious off the list that you think that we should have absolutely mentioned, then again, we'll have to hear that in the comments below.
give us your
Why you
opinions on
think
it.
so, and just some notable wins as well, and just some key facts would be quite cool. But yeah, we'll read it, or just jump into the Discord channel, and we'll just have a barmy there.
Yes.
As we always do.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
You've been
See you
great.
later.